Hey everyone, welcome to the Bitcoin video. Today it is the 11th of June 2020, and I'm here to give an update on Bitcoin. Um, I know it's pretty obvious. Markets are looking a little bearish right now, but of course, before we get into any of this, I just want to remind you all that this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I am giving my opinion on the market here, and so let's just go ahead and dive into things and see what the market looks like. All right, so I've got the BitMEX chart up, which I'm not a huge fan of because of all of the wicking action that's been going on in the market. But let's just look at this for a moment and see what's coming up here. I do actually think that we're getting close to a little bit of a bottom here. I think we're in the middle of an impulse, and I think we're in wave 4 of this impulse. So I think we still have a little bit lower to go. I have been talking for a long time about somewhere between 8,500 and 9,000. We just hit like $9,012. And that would have been within the last 44 minutes. We can see back here where it hit. We're starting to do a little bit of a rebound. We're not out of the woods yet. We're starting to see some short liquidations roll in a little bit, but I'm still short from. I see here. I caught about 9,900. Then I averaged in a little bit when we started to move down a little bit more. So I'm short from I think an average of here. Let me just pull it up here and so that I can get it right on the money. My average entry is $9,858.04. And right now it's looking okay. I'm planning on keeping this position for a while until we can start to see some bullish crosses on lower time frames. You can see we do have a bullish cross on the 3-minute. We do have the makings of a bullish cross on the 5-minute, but the 15-minute is still very bearish. Now let's just take a look at this 15-minute for a moment. I don't talk about this a whole lot because it's what I use for some of my day trading strategies. So I'm not going to talk about like what these moving averages are or where they are derived from. But what we can see is, we fell down. We had the nice spike up to $10,050 almost. We were riding the wave to the upside. And once again, this is also something we talk about quite a bit. Algo called a sell back here, big wick action. And then we move forward. We had another wick to the upside. But in the process, 12-hour crossed right here, okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and just tell you guys that technicals are always going to work for you, but man, if I had $1 for every time I said, hey, look, the 12-hour crossed bullish, and then oh, hey, look, the 12-hour crossed bearish, and then watch the price follow through in that direction, I mean, that happens all the time. All the time. But anyway, it is what it is. We do have a nice huge move to the downside, and then we're, of course, naturally we're seeing a little bit of a relief, but we really have to overtake, at this case, at this point, we have to overtake 94.85 in order for me to be bullish. Ideally, we'll get inside of this little cloud that we've got created here. Sometimes I refer to this as the wave. Sometimes I refer to it as the cloud. I don't really talk about it too much. It's just a little name I have for it inside of my head. But we really have to overtake 93.65. We're pretty close to it right now. We're getting some resistance there, which is to be expected. But if we can start moving inside of this cloud, then I would say chances are pretty good we're going to be moving up and into it. Then I'll be taking a look at hedged long positions. I'm not letting go of my short here. I am not letting go of this short. The entry is too good. The risk to reward is too good. Am I at risk of giving it all back to the market? Sure. But at the same time, if we retrace this entire hourly candle, I'm going to be going long. I'm going to be going long because that is going to be seen, at least for me, as a pretty bullish reaction. Now, right now, there's still 13 minutes left in this hourly candle, so the chances of us pushing up here are pretty slim right now. We're hitting some resistance, and I want to go to a different chart, and I want to show this to you on a different exchange. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the Coinbase chart, and just take a look at what we've got going on here. We've been talking about this range, right? We've been talking about this range that we've been in for a while. I'm going to get rid of the algo. I'm going to clean the chart up just a little bit. And I'm going to move to a logarithmic chart as well. I'm going to be moving to, let's move to a 6-hour time frame. All right, so I'm going to move to a log scale. and I want to take a look and see what we have broken so far. So what we've got here, we've got basically the 2019 bear market. We're seeing our current bull cycle, and just to be fair, let's actually move back to a daily time frame, and I'm going to get rid of some of these fib pulls that I've got here for a moment. Actually, I take it back. I'm going to leave them there because this doesn't look as bad as I thought it might. So if we go from the top in 2017, all right, let me just clean this off, If we go back from the top of 2017, of course, we had the bear market of 2018. But what did we have? We had some consolidation here, and then we had an explosive move to the upside, basically starting from February 6th, moving all the way up to, say, June, about June 21st. We had movement to the upside. All right, well, what have we had so far? This is June 11th. We're not quite to the end of our quarterly futures. The quarterly futures are going to be closing here at the end of June. I think it's like June 25th or so. But we've basically had the first half of 2019 was bullish. And what have we had here? Not an entire half, but the September futures opened on the 13th, right? You can't forget that. You can't just discard that. So the futures for, I think it's XBT 20. Is that right? Yes, this is our September futures. Let's just look and see what this chart looks like. This happens all the time. All right. We bottomed out within the first 3 or 4 days of this contract opening. And I mean, look, we've gone up. Even with the pullback, we're still up about 100%. Right? If we take a look at XBT M20, this one doesn't look as good, but what you can see happening here, okay, this was, I don't know, what I'll refer to as a futures contract that doesn't have as much significance, okay? We had, of course, a little bit of a run up and then a major sell-off. And again, this is where the September futures open, and it's been very bullish, right? So if we take a look at XBT M20, we had a push up and then a sell-off and then a rebound, all right? And now what are we seeing in XBT U20? We're seeing a push up, and then are we going to see that same sell-off? I don't know. We have to wait and see, and actually I should have probably prepped this ahead of time when BitMEX is going to be launching its December futures. I believe it's going to happen within the next month or so. I believe it happens in June or July. That is going to be the one to really pay attention to. If we get a sell-off before those futures, I'm going to be going long. I'm going to be going long big time on the December futures. I'm going to be looking for some long positions because I think it's very possible we could have a run up. But anyway, let's go back to Bitcoin versus the dollar on Coinbase. Also paying attention to this. We've been talking about this for a long time. Okay, this range that we're in, and this line can be extended back. This is the 786, all right? This is the 786, and it just so happens, this is the 10,561.08. It just so happens that we've got resistance, and I'm on a log scale, resistance here, and we didn't even get to it this time. Okay, this horizontal that we've been seeing. Also, just to prove the significance of that level, we've got support all the way back here. And then we've got more resistance back here, okay? This level is important for us to break through. When we start breaking through that, then I'm going to go crazy, crazy bullish. Now, as you all know, I have been bullish since the 13th. Since we had our capitulation down here, I was talking about buying Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin at 4,500, I said. Buy Bitcoin at 5,000, I said. Buy Bitcoin at 6,000, I said. Yes, I have been talking about taking profit up here. I did not expect it to get this high. I did not expect it to get this high. So are we going to see a rebound where we actually go up and make an attempt for 11,000? That is still possible. It's still possible that we could see 11,000. I mean, imagine the fake out on that. I would get caught in it. Right now, we are at the bottom of our range, and it is very possible that we do see a move up to the upside. What do we see right now? Well, as far as the Bollinger Bands are concerned, we're seeing some contraction. We are trading below some important moving averages. Let me go ahead and throw on some moving averages here. So let's just take a look at the 21 exponential on the daily. We're losing the 21 exponential on the daily, and it is starting to creep downward for the first time since all the way back here on May 26th. So back on May 26th, we started creeping upward, and now we're losing that daily 21 exponential. That's not good. We are finding some support at the 55. Okay, we've seen that numerous times. Back here we saw it, and this was back on May 10th, May 11th. We've seen it back here. This was on May 25th. We didn't quite get to it. I would imagine that's probably the 50 and not the 55. Let's just go ahead and just double check this. So if we change the 55 to a 50, let's just see where that falls into place. It's still not perfect, but we definitely are finding some support there at the 50 exponential. It is what it is. We're probably going to bounce between the 50, the 55, and the 21. Probably are going to bounce there for a while. But ultimately, I am starting to lean bearish for lower prices. I think it is very possible that we come back down to 8,100. Now we're sitting here at what, 93.43 right now. We're sitting at 93.43. I think it's very possible that we do move down another $1,000. It's very possible. Again, let's do this. Let's go ahead and, I hesitate to do this, so I'm going to blow everything away. I'm going to take away all of the drawings that I've got on this chart. We're going to do this from scratch just so that we can get a little bit of perception on what we've got in front of us here. Okay, so what do we have? I'm just going to pull out some things that I can see right now. I see this right here. Okay, also we see this guy right here, which I think we're going to be trying to break. It almost looks like we're doing a little bit of a bullish retest on this right now. All right, so from an Elliott wave perspective, let's go ahead and check this out. I'm going to go down to a 6-hour time frame, and let's just see what we can pull out of this. All right, so I would say this is probably the one. All right, so we've got basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's easy to see that we've got a diagonal right here that we fell out of. Okay, so let's just put this here. All right, and on a lower degree, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish this up. Okay, you can get 5 waves here. You get your correction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, 4, and then you can pull 5 out of this as well to finish that move. All right, so there's 5. Then what do we have? We've got a corrective move here. All right, so this is maybe an ABC. From up here, we've got an A and a B and a C right there. Okay, so 5, 3. What are we going to do now? We're going to take our trend-based fib extension. We're on Coinbase, so we're not expecting the same wicks that we had on BitMEX. So we go up to the top. We're going to be doing a pullback right here. And let's just pull this back. We hit our target, which is at the 618. Okay. Upside target could potentially go all the way up to 12,000. But if we move this off of log scale, we hit the 100% perfect. Okay. We hit the 100% perfect. This seems to me like a finished move. Not only did we hit the 100% here, we tried to push through it and we got rejected. We tried to push through it again, we got rejected. I mean, this is a clear triple top that we're seeing right here. So again, 5, 3, and then we have a finished move. Let's go ahead and do this. From here, we've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would complete it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That completes that move. That completes that move. And this is more than likely an A, B, C correction. We stopped at the 100. We didn't even make it to the 123.6, which is up there at 11,000. Now, we can still make it up there, and it'll be okay. That's going to change my count a little bit, but that's okay. And then what am I seeing from here? I'm seeing basically an A, B, C into the B, and then we're working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get us down. And I still think it's very possible we move our way down here to 7,500. Okay. So if this is an expanded flat, that's extremely bullish, right? So from up here, we have our A, and then our B up here, and then we should be coming back down for the C. And I tend to be a believer that we're going to come back down to 75. I think we're going to come all the way back down to 75. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Again, it's just my opinion. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm not telling you to sell anything. This is just what's going through my mind, okay? Because I can pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's easy for me to say 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C. There's an impulse here. This is 5 waves. Then we corrected it, A, B, C, and now we're going to be doing 5 more waves, okay? So again, going back down to say a 30-minute time frame, let's just dig into this here for a moment. It's ugly, but you can make it happen. You can make it work. So from up here, again on a lower degree, you've got a 1, 2, accelerated selling into the 3, 4, and then 5 to finish that move. Okay, that's an accelerated impulse to the downside. Then what did we have? We had an ABC. So we had basically A, B, C into the A, B, and actually this could be a little more complex. This could be actually a WXY. Let's see here, that's actually the B, and then the C, and then we've got this right here. Let's just show what this looks like. I'm going to pull out my drawing tool, and let's just look and see what this looks like. We had a nice bear flag that was formed that not a lot of people were paying attention to at the time. So we've got this, we've got our A, B, sorry, I'm just going to fix this here real quick, and then we've got our C up there, okay? So this works itself out quite nicely. And as far as the correction here, this is nice, a nice A, B, C, W, X, Y. It's a 3-wave correction that we can see here. Then what are we seeing now? Okay, what are we seeing now? All right, we're definitely seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have another wave down to go, in my opinion. Again, just gauging this based off of the 12-hour bearish cross that we've seen on this. Let me find it on the Coinbase chart. So we had the buy back here. I'm trying to find where we had our sell. It's right there. So the sell on Coinbase was a little different, but nonetheless, that was still a good signal. A good sell signal on the, sorry, this is on a 30-minute time frame that the 12-hour crossed literally right before it had a major dump to the downside. So we have a bearish cross on this. I'm really not interested in buying until the 12-hour crosses, and this is, with my tethered money, right? I might go long to catch some scalps. I do think that we will revisit 9,000 again. I do think that we will. That's just my gut, that we're probably going to go back down and revisit that. So I'm not going to be rushing into anything because, again, what I believe that I see happening right here, let's just do this. From up here, we've got a 1, 2, a 3, going in for the 4, and then we're going to go in for the 5. Let's just check the algo targets on this. I want to actually move to a lower time frame just to make sure that I'm counting this right. Okay, I'm not counting this right. So let's just fix this. This 1 is actually all the way down here. Then we have an A, B, C into the 2, and then we've got our finished move here, the 3. All right, that's a nice thrust move to the downside. We're working on a bear flag for the 4. Maybe this thing rolls back to 94.70. Man, we'll see. We'll see. And let's pull out our fib and let's just see what we've got going on here. We take it from the top. We go down here to the bottom. And where is our 382? It is, we're getting close to it right now at 9,400. 9,400 is that level where I think we're probably going to see that sell off. And then the target here right now is looking at about 88.32. So 8,800 seems pretty logical for that 5 wave to complete. Now once we get down there, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. If there's a good reaction, I'll probably jump back in. I would say that the risk to reward, based on what my current status is, and again, we've talked about this, I'm short from all the way up here. So buying down here at 8,800 is safer for me to do. Now, if you're not short and you're looking to go long, then this can be seen as a riskier move because you're trying to catch a falling knife. It's best for you to wait for a confirmed buy signal to the upside. All right. Well, yeah. So this is my thought. I do believe that we are in an A, B, C, moving our way down for a 5, 3, 5 to finish that move. Again, we're looking at an A, B, and then a C move to the downside. Maybe this is going to be going further down. Maybe this is done. We really don't know until we see a technical confirmation that we're going to be moving in the other direction. But again, one thing that you can say with certainty, and I know I just spent some time working on this, I'm going to blow it away. One thing that we can say with certainty is this trend line that we have been waiting on is gone. We've closed below it, and we've closed below it with force. Horizontals, I mean, we're sitting here at a pretty important horizontal level. Um, this right here is going to be the one that's going to kind of be holding us down for right now. Again, that's right there at about 93.75. We'll call it 9,400. 9,400 is that level to beat. If we can cross above 9,400, I might think about hopping back into a hedge long position. But right now, based on the indicators, I'm showing I'm on an hourly time frame. Hourly is trying to cross up, but the 3 hour is still very bearish. The 12-hour is just cross bearish. And it's just the hourly that's showing some signs of life. Okay, so it's possible we could see a little bit of relief, but you just have to be very careful trying to catch a falling knife, just because we don't know what's going to happen. This next hour is going to be the make or break. Are we going to close above 9,400 next hour, or are we just going to revisit these lows down here? We're going to have to wait and see. But that's what I've got for you guys right now. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in the Discord, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions that you've got. Tag me just in case I'm not at my desk. I'm just sitting here waiting for the market to make a move. We've been very bored with the market. We've just been kind of sitting, poking, just waiting for something to happen. We've been taking some riskier altcoin trades in the insured area. Again, just kind of waiting for things to happen, getting stopped out, taking some profit, but it's just been very boring. And when markets are boring, people will sell. Okay, when you've got a boring market, people are not buying, people are going to be selling. And we've done a rise on low volume, and we are seeing lower and lower volume. So now, of course, as per usual, we're seeing some higher volume, and it's selling volume. So let's just wait and see what happens, not rush it. And I guess we'll go ahead and end it. Wayne, you're welcome. And wherever you guys are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, good evening. Stay happy, stay healthy, and take care, everyone.